Alright. Getting the stream booted. Getting everything set here. It's gonna be a smaller match today for FNF. We'll just have to see how things go. Getting everything sorted otherwise. I think I only have one person on the multi, which is Charlotte, but that's okay. And I think we're good otherwise. Alright. Actually, no, there's one more thing I need to check. That's my TFAR plugin status to make sure we're good there. Interesting.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Bearded Lord, thanks for the 71-month resub. God, I'm seeing that more and more these days, and it's scaring the hell out of me. I've been doing this for a long freaking time, man. I actually went and calculated it earlier, but let me get one thought in and out of the other. Bearded Lord, thanks for the 71-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But does anyone want to take a stab out of the hours I have in Arma 3?
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
2 years time flies.
Yeah, right? Guided Lotus, thanks for the 2-year long resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of the scenario. And Bearded Lord, you're right. It is at least 15,000 hours. But I was talking, someone reached out to me asking me for a commission job. I threw them my rates, and then they said no. And I'm like, that's fine.
Send in Goat Team 6
But then I actually looked at my hours.
69,000 hours.
Yeah, thanks for the 64-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the ops. Hope you get a nice kick out of this. 69,000 now. Funny enough, I think it's been about 69,000 hours since I started doing Arma 3. Let me actually run a quick mathematical equation. That would be 2,875 days. Which would be roughly a little under 8 years, which, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much how long I've been doing this in. Round has begun. Alright, hold on. Let me get the prediction up. As you literally just went on to my frickin' thing and looked up the hours, but let me throw the prediction up for you guys real quick. And let me note the people. I think it's Op 4 attacking, Blue 4 defending. We can get through that in like 5 minutes, but...
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
5 more for 2 years.
Alright. Sorry, just getting everything written out for your prediction, guys. And there we go. I think that's right. Hopefully it is. But... Daz, thanks for the 19-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this. But Az basically just went on my Steam and looked it up. It's 24,000, a little over 24,000 hours. If you divide that down, and Az already did this thing that I was going to go to, that is 2 3/4 of years in-game. Which means ever since I started doing Arma in 2016... to now, and then I started my channel early 2017. I have spent a third of my life doing Arma 3. So it's literally 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of Arma, and then 8 hours of taking care of my own stuff, be it college back in the day, doing stuff with Bloodwing, maintaining my household, be it, you know, either it was my parents' place, my dorm, or now my own place. You know, the frickin' townhouse. That's insane. That is honest to God insane. That was really eye-opening for myself, because I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's literally... I wake up, I play Arma, I go to bed. Freaking literally, if you divide 8 years by 2.75, it comes out to a little over 30. I think it was 34%, and I'm just like, oh god damn, that's my life. I've earned every. Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely maintained my lifestyle. I live comfortably. I don't live lavishly because honestly, screw that. But it's been an interesting ride, and really I have you guys to thank for that. So again, I want to give a big shout out to Bearded Lord, Guided Lotus, Geth, Daz, and everyone else that subbed and resubbed, like Flash here, Azariah, of course. You guys have helped make this possible, and I appreciate you immensely for it. Now, let's get into FNF, guys. So, we went over a little bit of a synopsis in the mission command, but Blue 4 are defending the terminal site. This is what the terminal looks like. They're defending a weapons cache, and they're defending a sector. Op 4 are trying to destroy all, or capture/destroy all of those objectives. If Op 4 are able to do all of that, they win. If Blue 4 are able to defend at least one objective, they win. And, of course, if one side is completely wiped, they lose by default, because that is how FNF works. 50-minute round, 15-minute safe start time. We have about 12 minutes left on the safe start based off of that timer of 65 minutes total. Let's go over our mission details here. View distance is a kilometer. 4 to 5 points is only 75, so usually we see 125, so there's a little bit less that the defenders are going to be able to fortify, but that's A-okay. Fortify color is green, so green sandbags, green Heskos, that sort of stuff. And then your standard 50-minute round. Blue Forest kits are going to be German Bundwaffe kits. I always butcher that name, but we got G36s with grenade launchers, HK416s for the marksman rifle, which is only 5.56, but you put a nice ACOG on it. And after getting back into Tarkov, I've come to appreciate ACOGs a lot more. I suck with red dots. Otherwise, we got mini-me's for the auto rifle, M136s for the AT4. Bloodwing just came downstairs. She's staring at a bunch of bottles. Don't pretend to trip on him. I'm gonna use him for something. I'll show you later. Don't kick him around the basement floor either, honey. Please.
Hey, you remember that episode of SpongeBob where like it's the talent show?
And he slips on one and just.
No. Everyone cheers when his hand goes out of the curtain.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that. Keep that in your brain, all right?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. It's. You can't just explain that and then flash me your tits.
You're supposed to do the thing.
Oh, okay. Woo! 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 You know I'm streaming, right?
Oh.
Yeah. What do you mean, oh? What do you think I'm down here doing? You can't just come down and see me doing my job and then start flashing your tits at me. I love you. You know that? Thank God this is a 15-minute save start. That's my nose. You can't just... Okay.
I don't remember SpongeBob being stacked. Are you kidding me? Have you seen the Fry Cook Games episode? This sponge has pecs for days.
Not according to the Anchor's Arms episode, but that was an earlier one, so that just means he got stacked.
The Fry Games where he
I know,
fights
but I'm
boxing.
saying the Anchor Arms one where he's weak as even the intro. Okay, we're getting way off topic. Honey, I gotta do FNF, okay? You can't just stop licking my nose. Hey, honey, aren't you still on the clock too? You work till 5.
No, I worked till 4.
Well, it's 3:22. Go back on the clock.
I'm fine. I finished all the stuff I needed to get done.
Get your government contracting ass back upstairs.
At least I get weekends off.
Fuck you. Actually, I will later. Get out of here. Anyway, and then Blue 4 has MG3s for their Delta medium machine gunners. Stop pretending to slip on those. I'm going to use those as little irrigation systems. Stop. Oh, my God. I will get up. You will actually trip, break your back, and I will have to drive you to the ER again.
You know the box that I bought, the planner, it has a self-irrigation system in it, right?
Yes, I know. But that's the planner. I'm talking about the actual... Honey, I got to focus on my job. Okay? Get out of here. Bloodwing, everybody. All right, anyway. Op 4 are going to be modeled off of your standard Russian. These are the specifically Ratnik Woodland kits. So we've got AK-74s with GP-25 systems for the team leaders, SVDs for the marksman rifle, RPKs for the light machine gunners. Blue 4 is going to have those beat out with the 200-round M249s. But otherwise, we have an RPG for their light anti-tank. They get 2 warheads for it, and then the PKP. Otherwise, looking over at the players, we have for Blue 4, Eric commanding with Or Leader as the 2IC, Swola leading Alpha with Wheaton as the marksman with that 416, Tackleberry, Oddball, Banks, and Harana being an Alpha 1. Alpha 2 is Major Khan, Ash, Misfit, and Vagrant. Charlie has Roberts 1. No, it's just Charlie 1, so it's a fire team here with Artur, Pingus, Shadow, and Barty. Delta leading, being led by Bates with Norris, Michael, Iqbal, and Hunt. I don't see Pierce any. Oh, no, he's down. He might be down there. Otherwise, Delta 2, and again, these are the medium machine guns with those MG3s, has Kabubi Face Twins and Ottovisky. Depso leading Op 4 with Timek as the 2IC, NASA leading Alpha with Kremitz as the marksman, and Pogo underscore as the medic, Lolo, Zixby, and Wonder in Alpha 1. Alpha 2 has Widow, Mexic, Templar, Titan, Giovanni, and Wikicorts. Bravo being led by Nemesis with Cats, Malin, Dobbs, Cullis, and Flying Finn. Fawns leading Charlie with Tundian, Pupper, MRX, Crazy, Snodgebear, Murphy, Nolich, Daedalus. I can't believe we literally just came up here and started flashing me, and I was... That's finally processing through my head of what we just did. Anyway, go upstairs. Alexander leading Delta with McBain, Kiri, Korvac, Charlotte, and then Rodrigue and Charlie 1 will probably merge with Charlie Actual. Charlotte is on the multi, by the way, if you want an on-the-ground perspective. Is this a regular occurrence where she comes down and harasses me while I stream? Yeah, I'd say at least once a week. It just happens. It just works. It's pronounced Bunzeva. I know. I just can never remember that. Ah, man. Wouldn't it be typical Russian kit to have old Soviet crap? Yeah, you would think, but for whatever reason, and this is tied to a lot of scenarios I commentate for, people greatly overestimate what Russia's capabilities are with modern kit. I mean, we're seeing that in the OFCRA World War III campaign right now, but I think it also stems from the fact that RHS, AFRF, the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation mod, are taking the on-paper statistics of what Russia is claiming its stuff can do and actually coding it in. So that's just... She's teasing me while she walks by. So I think that's what's stemming a lot of it rather than what's going on in real life. But, you know, c'est la vie. Op 4 has Scandi Recon on it. I'm putting my headset fully on, all right? I'm just going to ignore you.
Oh, the visual menace.
Me. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a video game, all right? We're here to just play a video game, have fun with a video game. It's not meant to reflect anything IRL, and I despise people who bring those types of politics into video games because, again, it's just a video game that we have fun and meme with. I mean, I put myself on the map with a frickin' Donald Trump's wall op back in 2016, 2017, so take it from me. Just, we're here to have fun, mess around with things, go from there. Regardless, let's break down the scenario. So Blue 4 have the 3 objectives here. We got the terminal all the way out here, the destroy objective in this little yellow search zone here, because Op 4 doesn't see the exact destroy marker. They just see that yellow search area. And then the sector, which appears to be a little fob with a broken UH-60 helicopter with some Blue 4 around it. So right off the bat, Op 4's easiest strategy would probably be to just unite everybody and then push these objectives one at a time, hoping Blue 4 separates themselves, and then Op 4 can defeat Blue 4 in detail. However, this is a very small AO. It's literally within a kilometer of each other. A little bit more for that spawn. We got a lot of bridges to allow for Op 4 to cross over this area. So I'm going to be honest, seeing Op 4 in 3 different positions and then Blue 4 mostly in Sector 3, but a little bit in the other places, especially some explosive specialists to make some explosive traps. I'm leaning a bit more towards Blue 4 because how separated Op 4 is, but when you have only a 60-player fight, where it's 30 v 30, technically I would say 35 v 25 because there's a 10% number advantage that's supposed to come in. It just comes down to the individual skill level of the players on the ground. So I would lean slightly to the fact that we have a bit of Scandi Recon, which are some of the best players in FNF. However, there is a weapon difference here that we should look at, and that's the comparison of the M249 / the Mini-Me. Which has a 200-round 5.56, very powerful, very quick firing, versus the limited RPK. And if we were to look at the amount of players we have, we've got only 2 machine gunners here. And then we have Delta, or excuse me, we got Giovanni, we've got Lolo, and we've got Cullis with 3 RPKs. And then Charlie also has a handful of them as well. Their Delta have 3 PKPs, but Blue 4 with Delta have all 4. And you also have to consider the fire rate and capabilities of the MG3 compared to the PKP. I would say Blue 4's light machine gun and medium machine gun definitely beat out Op 4's. And in a CQC style fight, the one thing that is the most important when it comes to Arma 3, when you're at least considering what could be considered balanced settings, I'm making too many loopholes for myself because then that brings up arguments of is FNF medical balance or whatnot. But what I'm trying to get at is fire rate is one of the most important things to note in a PvP situation where, with this game and how latency can sometimes work, latency, however you say it, it's just going to come down to who's able to put more shots down to target and who's able to hit someone with more bullets before they can hit you with those bullets. So, Blue 4 have a superior medium machine gun with the fire rate of the MG3, and they have a superior fire rate with the LMG of the, Why? Why can't I do my stream in peace? Why must you... She's still... She's just running up and hitting me right now. Does someone want attention? Okay. Alright. There you go. Super.
SpaceX or whatever.
So... I mean, comparing the G36 and the AK, they're similar. And then Blue 4 also have a marksman rifle with 30 rounds. Granted, it's not a bigger caliber, but I would have an ACOG any day of the week compared to that damn freaking PSO sight on an SVD. So I feel like Blue 4 have the better firepower and weaponry overall compared to Op 4. I really hope the camera, not the camera, the freaking mic did not just pick up what she said. Anyway, I feel like Blue 4 have the better suit. Honey, I have a job to do, please. Anyway, but again, you can make an argument for if the player base is, you know, the round starts in 1 minute, BRB. Alright, yeah, you better freaking run. Alright. That's it. That's it.
No.
The beatings will continue.
No.
Okay. And the round has officially started. So, again, I'd say Op 4 have some of the better players. Blue 4 have some of the better gear. Op 4 starting in all 3 areas. Blue 4 starting a little closer. We see some GLs immediately going out on top of the base. And funny enough, that has actually spawn killed Ashen Oddball.
Buy the fucking barrage for 40 bucks in the back.
So something like that is pure luck because Op 4 can't see where they're going, but they were only knocked out. They woke back up. You got some suppressive fire coming into the smoke from the back line of Op 4. I think that's a little bit of confusion with their forces here. And then you have some Blue 4 potentially coming to flank around. That's Delta with the medium machine guns. What I am worried about off the bat, though, is look at where they're going. And look at where the objectives are, and look at where the main bulk of the Op 4 force is. This could potentially mean Delta's going to be completely out of position and not be able to do anything. And Blue 4, their main force right here, is about to get sequestered between 2 groups. So it's not... Right off the bat, it looks really bad for Blue 4. Banks gets spotted and shot in the ass, and this is Delta's medium machine gun team's coming up. So the machine gunners are starting to open up on Blue 4 from the rear. You got more GLs coming in. Thankfully, the bushes are stopping them, but they're running. One of Blue 4 gets blown away by that GL fire. And again, with this being such smaller numbers, Malin gets another kill. Grenade goes off. That might get Nemesis. It does not. The grenade fails to detonate. Oh, because it was a smoke grenade, and you see the smoke kind of rising out. But, yeah, Delta is way out here trying to get around on where Op 4's spawn was, but... You got more Blue 4 trying to circle around, but it's just not enough. NASA coming up and killing Piranha, who was, I guess, waiting for explosives to detonate. But this is not looking good for Blue 4. Blue 4 have suffered heavy casualties, wiping at least 20% of their force, and the only Op 4 player to die so far is Zixme, who somehow charged all the way up here. So if you bet Op 4, I'd be breathing a sigh of relief here. I think Op 4 have this down, and then you have Charlie all the way out here that's about to press this terminal site and come in and sandwich the rest of the area here. Blue 4, I guess they were trying to get Delta all the way around, but with Op 4 attacking and the objectives this close, they weren't really able to thread the needle here, and now they've left a paltry defense that's just getting smashed in two separate ways. Vagrant gets blown away, and we're just seeing the AK-74 outperforming the G36 on a rifle side. That was a standard 1v1. Both of them are really good players. And again, I don't think there was a number in balance. You have this massive chunk of Delta. Look at how much Delta is considering. I mean, that's literally a third to a fourth of Blue 4's player base, and they were put completely out of position. So I don't think there's a number issue at all. I think it's literally Blue 4 committed their force in a really weird way. You literally have 1/3 of the remaining players here, 1/3 is dead, and then the other third's over here, leaning more towards that. Whereas Op 4, I mean, they've done the same thing, but they brought two of their groups together, and now Op 4 have a steady number advantage here. So I don't think it's an issue of the settings of the server itself. I think it was an issue with the commands chosen by Blue 4, and now we're just seeing Op 4 defeating Blue 4 in detail here. It's going to be a quick round, though, which I appreciate because I'm on a clock today, so we might be able to cover round 3 still. But we've got the sector being taken, and then the other two objectives are about to be hit. So attack has started. I think this is going to be over in 2 minutes. Honestly, because we just need Alpha 2 to go up and hit the objective. Sector's about to be taken. It's GG, because look at where Blue 4 is. They're not even in positions. They decided to hold one sector. They put a group in the village itself, and then they had the group that was at the Destroy 2 objective go all the way around. Like, Blue 4 just completely out of position here, and it's over. We're going to see the sector captured in another 30 seconds. These guys are going to find the cache and destroy it, and Charlie's holding the terminal. It's over. This is done. At this point, you just have some Op 4 stalling out the remainder of Blue 4 here, and then these guys aren't even pushing into the sector. They're still holding that position. They're tone deaf to the fact that the objectives are being taken. And there's the sector taken. There's Op 4 finding the cache. Just mag dump it.
Yeah.
Or just hit it with an RPG. Like, this is done. We're just literally waiting on that to explode. Looks like Blue 4 finally picked up the message and they're starting to move in, but it's too little too late. I honestly think Blue 4 completely misread the AO, and it's over. Is that a charge? No, they're throwing grenades. They just need to mag dump the damn thing. But, yep, there's the hack done. We're just waiting for these guys to mag dump the cache. I don't know what they're doing. What are you doing? Just shoot it. Just shoot it. Literally delaying the entire evening because they don't know how to blow a cache up. Wonder gets taken out in the middle of the air here. You see Hunt, though, now you're seeing these MG3s I was talking about overperforming with that heavy fire rate. But again, they were completely unused, but now Blue 4 and Op 4 getting caught in one-on-ones. Guys, shoot the cache. How many Russians does it take to blow up a cache? See, and then you got all of Op 4 pushing to the objectives. They're bypassing the fighting. Some are getting left behind, but they're getting cut down. Did he just blow up and... That's amazing. Zevik, thanks for the 38-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Stop throwing grenades on it. Just mag dump it. Thank you! Jesus Christ! That went on for 3 or 4 minutes longer than it needed to. Ay, ay, ay. Not one intelligence roll yet, right? It's over. There's the end trigger. But again, Blue 4 completely misplayed their deployment. And that was over in 7 minutes. It should have been over in 5. But I don't think that was an issue of the balancing or the weapon choice at all. Blue 4 had the better gear, they just had to play defense. And people are free to disagree with me. I think the best people would be the ones on the ground that actually just had to go through that, but at the same time, that was it. You know? Like, it just Blue 4, and that's what we're seeing. You know, one group didn't even see any enemies at that one, and I think that was the group that went to Charlie and then went to the cache, because Blue 4 just completely maneuvered their forces around, and it cost them. It cost them the game, you know? Alright, anyway, we will be right back. Word from these sponsors, yada yada, you know how it is. But I've got some really cool ideas for this, but for now, I've got some contractual obligations. As an Arma 3 content creator, one of the most common questions I get from fans is where can I find a good Arma 3 unit to play in? One of my biggest recommendations is milsimunits.com. You can click on the Arma button on the main browser, and it'll take you to a page where you can see various different Arma unit listings. Each listing has a nice picture representing the unit, a brief synopsis, and the information you need to join the unit. Unit leaders can also sign up on the website for free by simply joining the website's Discord. Alright, so round 2. We have... Serrani is the map. Blue 4 and Green 4 are attacking, and Op 4, cache, sector, and terminal. So it's the same thing as last time, but we have assets this time. Blue/green have... I'll pay out the prediction in a second, so let me get these written up. A 10% numbers advantage. 2 BMP2s. 3 Jishka trucks. Whoever paid that out, thank you, I appreciate it. 3 BRDMs. This is a lot. 2 M240 scoped statics. The UH-60, while Op 4 has 2 BMP3s, 2 cord statics, and quad bikes. Huh. That's a lot. That is actually a lot. Okay. So, map is Serrani. I think this is continuing the campaign we saw last time with the first mission being a Green 4 victory, and now I guess they get some Blue 4 support. But, yeah, no, we'll see how... I think this will be part 2 of that campaign. And we'll just have to see how it plays out. Alright, so we're just waiting for them to get slotted. Looks like they have Aura Leader slotting Green 4, Op 4 being slotted by Nemesis, and no one's slotted Blue 4 yet. So, we'll see how it plays. Yeah, right, Oaz. LaFlash, you here, buddy? Just type something in chat if you're around, because as I have you working on that for me, for him, so we can keep track of join links, because and this is tied to the ad I just played. That site, we're gonna put an advert on it for my Zeus work. So fun fact, guys, I work for 9 different communities right now, including my own. And one of my side jobs is commissioned Zeus work. So we're trying to make a system through that website that can track people who use that website to find my commission work, so that LaFlash can get, a cut for his website, but at the same time, he's also, giving me a cut for the advert. So we're just trying to make a system in place to track all of that. But I've always had this idea of, it was, I think, 4 years ago, maybe even longer, I ran into this one small-time streamer on Arma who would, when he wanted to take a break, go AFK to use the bathroom or something, he would have a video of random advertisements he would play, but they were joke advertisements, and I've always wanted to do that, so I'm using this as a way to get my foot in the door for that. So on top of the actual advertisement, I'm going to add just some stuff to go over, some of the other streams we do, or some of the other stuff I do, or, some jokes with it. But the end goal would be, if you want to play a joke ad on my stream between FNF or OFCRA or whenever I need to go AFK for something, you could send me any video that you want as long as it follows Twitch TOS, preferably something you make on your own, and $5. And we will literally just run it on the stream for funsies. Because I would love to see some, joke-ass Scandi Recon Iander ad, for example. just to have fun with it. Because I think we're at the end game of, me streaming. For Arma 3, at least. Because I'm just looking for ways for us to have fun, because I think I have my schedule pretty balanced out. I'm finally getting through my entire backlog. I've got the main channel front log that's uploading something every 5... Well, not uploading. It's scheduled to post something every 5 days for the next 4 months. That's how much of that backlog I had, and that only touched, I want to say, 10 to 20% of the videos I still need to cut down and edit. So I'm just slowly going through everything. So I'm just trying to give myself some additional work, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've been playing Tarkov. SIT with some friends for the past week with all my spare time instead, because I'm so ahead. With the exception of I need to get my ops back on track, but I've got a new system to do that with Darktide, but we're good for a while. So I'm just looking for new ways to have fun with you guys and, enjoy my little slice of Arma 3 life. Not actual Arma life. No. I'm just talking about streaming in general. But yeah, exactly, like a Pierce Landscaping ad. I'd probably DM him and show him the video first and say, hey, is it okay if we, run this? But, I want to do some more, community stuff. And then, the key giveaway we did for Reaction Forces. I thought that was really cool, and we can do that every few months as well. And I already know which one we're going to give away. I put a poll up. I need to go look at the results again, but, let's have a bit of fun. And I've even been getting back into some charity work, too, with Peeps for giving away computers for vets. So, and he's been getting all of his charity stuff done with that, and I've been talking to a few people and throwing them his way. So, that's all good. So I'm just vibing and having fun with you guys. Because, again, without you guys, I would not be here and able to do this. I wouldn't have a freaking smoking hot fiance upstairs. She's doing something in the kitchen. I hear the noises. I just don't know what it is. I wouldn't be able to enjoy life without all of y'all. So I thank all of y'all. We're going to go out to dinner for her college tonight to celebrate. The college is hosting for all the people that graduate with their masters, and I think next week, actually. So they're running a little celebration. I'm going to join her and celebrate her achievement. But if you look on the calendar, you'll see that I've got a 9:30 block tonight of I'm going to stream something. That might not be till 10:30. It's a tentative time because I don't know how long we're going to spend there, and I'm not going to rush anything. But I know Dante, one of my buddies, is really interested in the SCP-5K update that drops tonight. and I might end up streaming that with him if I don't do DayZ. It's just I know the next 2 weeks are going to be a little tough for streaming because this weekend's Greek Easter. So Sunday, I'm going to be pretty much blacked out till the evening. And then next week is her graduation ceremony on Saturday, so I'm pretty blacked out there as well. But I know tomorrow we've got another 2 40K ops back-to-back. And then next Friday we have another 40K op. So there's a lot for us to do on top of everything else that I'm scheduling and whatnot. But I know at the very bare minimum tonight we are going to have a chain of mission dev. And then maybe some more dark tide with that as well, but we'll see. We do celebrate Orthodox Easter. Bloodwing is first-generation Greek-American. Both of her parents immigrated here. Her father works at the embassy. And she has a very big family here, so, gosh, ever since I've known her for about a decade, every Greek Easter on the Sunday, they rent out a place in one of the Maryland national parks, and they just have a massive party. They spit roast goats. It's just a massive feast and celebration. So that's why Sunday is mostly blocked out. But I've tried to go with her every year I can because it's fun. And I mean, I'm gonna probably see a lot of those people at the wedding in a few years, so might as well be social, right? How did Bloodway and I end up dating? There's a lot of elements there. The TLDR is my ex and I had a really big falling out, and then Bloodwing just kind of picked me up out of my hole, and then I latched onto her because we're high school sweethearts and I didn't know how to socialize properly. And then we just kind of went with it. There's some other variables, but yeah, I think she'll kill me if I bring them up, so. From high school sweethearts to going to the same college together, and then now we're here. So, c'est la vie. Alright, anyway, back to the commentary, right? So, this is tied to a campaign. The first mission was out here to get some vehicles and supplies for the Green 4 faction, which I believe is starting up here. We have a Blue 4 element here, which I believe is going to be some United States Marine Corps raiders, and they're going to be going for a giant fort built up in this position. Looks like they've used some deformer to actually build up this position. So this is just a giant custom AO, and I love to see it. I believe these are... No, it's not on the usual mountain range I see, so this will be entirely custom. Cool. But this is definitely going to be a bigger AO because they've got BMPs to field on both sides. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Let me go ahead and throw the prediction up. All right, so FNF match is going to be blue/green attack. And then opt for defending. I'll go ahead and put that up. So feel free to wait a few minutes. I'll go over what variables we're going to have, and we'll see how things go. Yeah, fair enough, Hobo. Hey, it doesn't matter if you meet your love of your life in high school, college, work, online. As long as you can find someone that you can gel with, go for it. Have fun. I'm gonna be honest, it's a pain in the ass to figure out how to, you know, properly communicate with people and have fun, because they don't really teach you that, but you figure it out. Or you don't. Whatever works. And no, at the time, Bloodwing was one of my ex's friends, so... Again, saying that out loud doesn't really make it sound like a good start to the relationship, but I'll tell you guys what. I'll give you the full story late tonight while we're doing mission dev if someone brings it up, because there's a lot more variables to it. Because the small TLDR, it doesn't do it justice. But, I mean, this was a decade ago. This was back when I was 15 or 16? I think 16. Yeah. And if you've been following along, I think you can figure out what my actual age is right now based off what I said, but c'est la vie. Hey, Ghost Wolf, how you doing? Is everything okay with you, buddy? You, last time you did talk with me, you said you had, like, a little emergency to deal with. I just want to make sure you're okay, because I didn't get to ask in the Discord talk. But I hope you're fine. Dreadnought, yeah, but now that I come to think about it, my birthday was in April, so I might actually be 27. I've lost count. Is that bad? If you just lose track of your age and you're like, yeah, I think I'm in like my mid-20s or something. I don't even remember anymore. I used to keep track of that all the time. And then after 21, it didn't really matter. I think the next milestone is when you're 25 or 26 and they like knock your insurance rate down a little bit in the United States, but that's really it. Birthday was the 6th of April, which was a little under a month ago. After 30, you start to feel old. I already feel old, bro. Then again, I've been doing this for 8 years. So I feel old based off of that, but, you know. I have my own space now. I homebrew. I have a garden with Bloodwayne. I'm growing a bunch of potatoes in buckets, and she's mad because she doesn't want the backyard to be filled with buckets, but I'm demanding more buckets. That's what love is, when you fight over potato buckets. She told me the other day, I'm going to Lowe's. I'm like, oh, can you get me a 5-gallon bucket? She's like, no more 5-gallon buckets. I'm like, but we need more. She just yelled from upstairs, no more 5-gallon buckets. Bloodwayne, honey, there's still 2 potatoes that are ready. They're ready. They're cured in the greenhouse. I need to move. What? There are already other potatoes in the buckets. I need one more bucket. Just one more bucket. Just one more bucket. I'm going to go out with my mother, and I'm going to come back with a bucket. You won't even know. I'll do it. That's what love is. We fight over buckets. Now, I mean, we've had some stupid fights. Again, when I do mission dev later tonight, feel free to ask about the stupid fights. We once fought over a pizza that fell on the ground, but that's another. Oh my God, that's a missile. Oh God, why is it raining missiles? Run! Holy shit, Op4, run! You're under missile attack. Jesus Christ. I thought the GP-25 spawn killing was bad, but no. No, it's worse. They're getting hit with missiles. Oh, balls. Oh, double balls. Holy shit. Oh, that is so cool how they built that. Okay, all right. I'm going to go over... Oh, that's actually really cool. Okay, all right. Hold up. I need to go over the mission, and then I'm going to look at all the little custom things they did, and I'll explain how they built every single one. That was scripted in the beginning. All right. So, mission details. We've got the prediction up. Tasks here. Op4 is defending a sector, a terminal, and a Scud launcher. Green 4 and Blue 4 are trying to interact and destroy with all of those. Mission details. 2 and almost a quarter render distance of viewing. So, basically 2,200 meters. Ooh. Fortify points 100. They probably have a special rule not to build in any of the custom underground areas. And the Fortify color is going to be green because it's a forested map. And then 50 minutes for the round. Notes, both Blue 4 and Green 4 safe zones are hidden, so Op4 doesn't know where they're coming. Fortify area has been limited, so Op4 cannot build inside the bunker. Nice. There will be some explosions. Excuse me. At the start, AP flare mines have been removed from Op4, so they can't camp with them. I disagree with that. I think Op4 should be allowed to have stuff like that because when you're having CQC like this, it forces the attackers to have their engineers handy to be able to disarm shit like that, but I digress. BMP3 has the zoom reduced to be the same as the BMP2, so they can't outperform. That's fair, I guess. Oh, boy, who's ready for lore? The militia successfully attacked the SAF service, which is Sarani Armed Forces, by the way, a service depot, and managed to secure BMP-2s as well as other light vehicles that could be used to attack Fort Valor. After they secured the base, they all regrouped and retreated back into the forest, where they had their main camp, which is where the CIA operative has been waiting for them. The militia leader spoke with the CIA operative and discussed when the attack on Fort Valor should happen. The operative said that the assault would happen on a Friday of this week. Gee, I wonder. Because it's Friday night fights. And that they would need more manpower than what they have right now, and said that a Marine Raider team would assist them in the assault. In order for this assault to be successful, it would need to have both of the Marines and militia attacking the base at the same time. I love how they actually tell the attackers how to do this. Because if they don't, they're just going to be defeated in detail, but I digress. The plan that the militia leader and the CIA operative came up with was to land the Marines during the night, and then attacks would commence early in the morning after a massive HIMARS strike, which should have been heard from 10 kilometers away. In order to assist the Marines, the militia dropped off a few vehicles that they could use to maneuver. That is not how you spell maneuver, but then again, I'm not to judge. More lore. While the militia was attacking the service depot, the United States Marine Corps was attacking the town of Ortega. In their attack, the U.S. Marine Corps lost many assets. However, they did manage to secure the radio tower to the northeast side, which allowed for the communications between the Saranian armed forces. Wait, I butchered that. To the north, which allowed the SAF to communicate to the HQ based in the east. With the radio tower destroyed, the SAF was cut off from all communications and surrounded on all sides. One of the assets that was lost was a Blackfoot, which got shot down 100 meters south of the town. The pilots managed to get out of the helicopter alive, however, they got captured. The captive pilots were brought to the main SAF base in the center of Ortega and were put in a warehouse where some strange-looking robots were being stored. They were gray and had strips of lights that were purple. They also have strange helmets and that have What? Is this Daleks? Strange helmets that had multiple cameras on the front. After being captive for a few days, the SAF were no longer fighting the United States Marine Corps and decided that they needed to find a way for the United States Marine Corps to let them retreat back to the east. After getting in contact with an American diplomat, they decided that the best option would be to hand over the pilots, leave all of their weapons and assets behind, and then walk back to the city of Corazal. The United States Marine Corps agreed with this plan and also told them not to destroy anything in the base. The last remaining SAF then walked along the main road. They wore no body armor and carried only weapons that they knew that if they tried anything that would get them annihilated by the LAVs and other heavy assets that were watching them as they walked along the road. Interesting. How much of this is AI generated? 90% of it. Jesus Christ. Writing good lore is dead. Anyway, we've got the BMP-3s down here. We've got a tank. That wasn't in the description. It's got a CSAT logo. This is some of the new SAF stuff. This is the Scud that they need to destroy. It's already been partially damaged. We have a East Wind device back here. And then we've got some other utility trucks. Otherwise, OP4 have the terminal marked in here, and this is all part of the secret underground base, which is nice.
Statics on that outboard. We can use them down here anyway.
And they have all these built up and fortified as well. Once again, I might ask to borrow this mission file for some fun. Additional rule, you're not allowed to drive the vehicles into the underground area apart from the quad bikes. So yeah, they can't just cram vehicles in here, which is quite fun. And the sector itself is Fort Valor itself. All right. Anyway, we still had stuff to go over after the briefing tab. I just got sidetracked. Area of operations, the main area has a lot of fortifications as well as underground parts. The underground part has 4 ways of entering. To the north and east and the southeast, Fort Valor are small outposts. Mission rules, OP4 not allowed to dig trenches in any part of the underground parts or block the main entrances. OP4 is not allowed to have cords in the underground areas. OP4 must have at least 1 platoon defending Sector 1. Blue 4 is not allowed to use the teleport pole to plan with Green 4. Oh no, Blue 4 is allowed. Uh-huh. So he's in hell because he's down there, and Bates is just endlessly... Uh-huh. What in the Gary's Mod physics is this? Someone call the SCP Foundation. Okay. That's what the Daleks did, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, Blue 4 is allowed to use the teleport pole to plan with Green 4 during safe start. And the wreck just got moved, and the body's still doing that. Okay. Wow. Anyway, Blue 4 loadouts are going to be Marine Woodland Camouflage, so we've got Marine kits with... I think Spar 16s, which is a play off the HK416, and then we've got M4A1s with 320 systems. I could be wrong, it's just it's an M4 platform with 320. Looks like this is just a Delta machine gun team, potentially, because we also have the 240 Bravo, a SMA, and an MP7. They have the Ghost Hawk. They've got the two low Elkin scoped 240s, which are great weapons, and they got some Hiluxes. Op 4, meanwhile, are Serbian forces with RAS-21s or something, or R-21s. I forget. It's a 5.56 rifle, though, with a GP-25 system. M76s for their marksman, M84s for their medium machine gun, M136 AT-4 launchers, Carl Gustavs, and then Scorpions for their vehicle crews. Two BMP-3s with a good amount of AP ammo. That's nearly 400 rounds. And they've also got the coax boxes on the front sights. Two quad bikes, and then two cord statics. Green 4, meanwhile, their loadouts are the IRA. So they've got the PM63 or whatever. It's basically an AK with a foregrip on the front. They've got M16A2s with 203s. We've got SVDs, RPKs, Havestone drops in 5 minutes. This was extensive, damn. RPGs with 2 rounds, and then grease guns for any vehicle crews. They've got 3 BRDM transports, 2 BMP-2Ds. These are the up-armored versions that can't float. They've got 160, that would be 320 rounds of AP ammo. And then their 1 coax gun, a single off-road service vehicle, and then 3 pickups with Dishkas on top. Okay. Well, this was an interesting start. They're the IRA because they needed a militia kit. So, right off the bat, the 2 missiles you saw land, it wasn't a HIMAR. It was actually technically a Scud system from 3CB Factions, just, you know, saying it was HIMAR, but that's one of the few missile launch systems that are scriptable in this game. This is an RHS radar system attached to the top of this building to give it a radar effect. You got to be careful with these, though, because I don't know why, but they're very frame intensive on the server. So if you have more than one, it can eat frames really quickly. So you just got to be mindful of that. And then the rest of this area was carved out via Deformer. I really love that they have this underground bunker here for vehicles. We see that they've also blown out some of the HESCOs and, you know, made a lot of entryways on the fort, which is really, really cool. And then these underground portions, I'm going to geek about them a little bit. So these solid platforms are Tanoan airfield platforms. They're the ones you see at the La Rochelle airport, for example, but they've also used them to kind of create poles to add structural support. And then the rocks are literally just flat rock walls that are only one-sided. I use them for my underground bases all the time. We also have some concrete pier textures, which again I also use from time to time. It looks like they built in some buildings. They have some HESCO blocks inside as well. And then they got some photos of everything with some displayable billboards, I would assume. Yep. And then we have some internal buildings here and stuff blocked off. But you can see where they carved everything out with Deformer. Really good carve work, by the way. I think Malin built this. It was either Malin or Curie. I know that for a fact. And then you see where they've built out all the tunnels. They've added more areas here, but it's only some small utility building work. And then you've got some additional stuff, basically where vehicles can come out and drive in as well. But you got that main area back here, exploring all the sides. These are all 4 of those quote-unquote entryways for the sector itself. But what I also appreciate is that the sector is not in the underground zone, so it doesn't promote Op 4 to camp. the underground area. Only the terminal is, but it's only on a small part of it. So these ramps are very steep. And then we've got a bit of a construction building up here. It doesn't tie into anything below. It's just added to basically be a top part of it. But it looks like they planned for something to potentially be down here. But it looks like they opted not to add it, which is fair. You want to be careful when you make stuff like that in PvP because then it promotes the player base to really camp it. But yeah, and then we also have another position to cross into here. We've got some solid dirt blocks here to add in. I actually don't know where these dirt blocks are from specifically in terms of textures, but you have a giant stairwell that leads up to this other position. And she keeps going. All the way up to a shed cover. Cool. And then we have these added fortified positions. These would be really cool to have, but I don't think Op4 has the player base to have units on the outside cover these spots. But we got some trench lines, some solid bunker networks. These are all log textures tied with some plank textures. So it's one here and then one rotated, and I think there might be two here just tied into each other. And then they made some log textures here to basically create the walling here. And then some sandbags on top, some Heskos as well. Really beautiful work with a shed texture on top. And then more of the planks. And then you got trenches built out of Deformer and some of the Tanoan dirt trench textures, which is really nice. But yeah, and then you can see where they topped everything. They got multiple entryways for various things. You got another stairwell entrance here. So this will be really, really fun to breach. I would love to potentially take this mission file, add a bit more to it, and then like have the 506 stick their paws in it and have them be the United States Marine Corps raiding team on it. But, you know, I'll have to ask who is in charge of that. Sam is on Echo, but we've got 1 minute left. I'm going to quickly run through. Nemesis is commanding Op4. Cat's leading Alpha with Korvac and Dobbs under him. Korvac being the marksman. Alpha 1 has Cullis, Malin, Flying Fin, Puma, and Steve. Alpha 2 has Arkin, Pucho, and Dago and McBain. Charlie 2 has Hunt, Norse, and Otovisky. Echo has Kiri, Sam, and Charlotte. They're being the Echo medium anti-tank team with quad bikes, so they're going to go vehicle hunting. Bravo has Robert, Artur, Shadow, Barty, Pingus, Giovanni, Titan, Maxic, Wicked Quartz, Templar, and Widow. I just heard a missile launch. Jokingly, I'm going to say that the Op4 gunner is blind. Realistically, it looks like they're dumping all of their HE ammo in the missile launcher system, so they don't use it because it's meant to only have AP ammo. And yeah, when I look in chat, that's exactly what Az and Malin are saying. So they're basically dumping that for fairness sake, because they had to respawn their BMP3s because they got destroyed and they were scripted to not have the HE ammo, so yeah. Because I guess no one tested driving the vehicles out, and I guess it clipped something and annihilated. So they're just dumping all their stuff at the moment. And then you've got the UH-60 flying around down, or that's the UH-80 Ghost Hawk, excuse me, that's flying around. But otherwise, back to the roster. So the main group, that's Ore Leader leading with Alpha having Harana leading Tackleberry, Eric, Murphy, Wheaton, Twins, Swola, Ash, Major Con, and Banks. NASA leading Bravo with Pogo, Zixme, Lolo, Wonder, and Kermit under him. Henry and T being a BMP2 crew. Bobby and Gamer being a BMP2 crew. And then... No, they're a vehicle crew, my bad. They're taking a Dishka, and then Tymic and Depso being a vehicle crew. Blue 4, meanwhile, has Nolik, Rodrigue, Mike, and Luce. I believe their leadership is probably with Green 4 on Ore Leader. You got Fonz, Daedalus, Crazy, and Azuki under Echo. Oddball, Pupper, and Tunian in Hotel. And then Snagic Bear, Salts, MRX, Vagrant under Delta 1, and then Delta Actual just has Kabubi Face. So I assume the UH-80 is just flying around. And we've got the vehicle just blindly driving around here right near the BMPs that are driving around there. So just a lot of vehicle maneuvering today. You have another vehicle crew out here, and then Echo have brought their quad bikes out, and they're going to be using this hill to try to find where the hostile gunners are for vehicles, which we do have a BMP in the open up here for Blue 4. So it looks like Blue 4 was given one of the BMPs, and Green 4 has the other BMP, as the rest of the forces are using BRDMs to maneuver. So that is an interesting choice. Then you have a Blue 4 element over here staging, but they can hear the vehicles driving around. So, interesting choice of things here. But it looks like Blue 4 are dismounting one of the BMPs because it looks like the BMPs are still being driven by Green 4, but they were hitching a ride on the BMP itself. Okay. We'll see how long that lasts because we do have Echo in various positions here. I wonder if they're going to sight the target, but, I mean, that is a 650-meter shot. Which is actually doable for the Moz easy. It's just a little inaccurate at those ranges. UH-80 now firing overhead. I think we just had one of the BMPs try to trace up and fire. Trying to get my tracers on. Some of those rounds look like they were in a little close, but not. That range is going to be very difficult to hit the UH-60. Trying to track these forces here. Moz shot goes out, and it goes just over the vehicle. Second shot slams into the vehicle. I thought that would have hit the driver's spot for sure. Let's see if we can have a third shot. Losing one of the BMPs is going to be pretty tough for the attackers to deal with here. Then we have Malin all the way out there. Lightning hits behind them. Let's see if they put another AT shot on this to stop them from field repairing it. That's another hit. And it is cooking. That could potentially explode. That one hit more towards the crew compartment on the rear, but I guess it hit some sort of ammunition because now it's cooking. So that's the fuel all cooking off, so that is going to be non-usable even if they get it fully repaired because all the fuel is ignited. First shot hit the front, disabled the engine. Second shot managed to ignite the fuel. So now this crew has been promoted to infantry. Op 4, I think, used 3 out of their 4 rockets to make those hits because they only have 1 assistant. So the gunner gets 2 rockets, the assistant gets 2 rockets, and they use 3. 1 was a miss, 2 were hits, so that gives them 1 more to do stuff with. You've got a long-range machine gun crew here with Delta. And the thing is, they have scoped Vix here, so they can actually line up shots, but at this range, I mean...
Hey, they're saying enemy echoes behind us, guys.
They're engaging stuff from 1,400 meters away. So their L-cans can't even range that far. Wonder if these guys heard the shots. And you do have them adjusting. BMPs coming over, though. They might see the infantry driving off. We do see the UH-80 harassing them, but that's it.
That's them behind us.
Oh, his head pokes out. I hope that's a smoke grenade, because I was about to say that if you just fragged yourself. We have some really great outflanking going by Kabubi here. Tries to catch Charlotte out in the open, misses every shot. Charlotte doing a little bit of medical, avoids Kabubi phase. BMP's now providing assisting fire. Grenade taking out one of the blue 4 elements. We just have 2 machine gunners left here. Vagrant died leading these guys. Charlotte staying low. Here's footsteps off to her left, still doing medical. I don't know why this guy's in the driver's seat. That was kind of a mistake. So that was the assistant. I don't know why Sam was in a quad bike. When you're in a fight like that, why would you be in a quad bike? That's so silly. Kabubi's still going around trying to find this. Not sure if Charlotte sees him. We have Curie coming out. Charlotte needs to come out and get some hits on the rear at this point. Oh, I think Curie's about to get outflanked. So Kabubi got hit a bit, but that played out. Grenades being thrown. Double taps in play. Blue 4, meanwhile, we do have a scouting force. We'll check them out at this after this firefight concludes. But Charlotte might just lay low here for the rest of the fight, as Blue 4 are looking around, trying to see what else they can hit. BMPs weren't able to give that much assistance. You still have the gunners harassing the UH-80. They're checking the quad bike. Charlotte's in a pretty good hiding spot, mind you, but hiding isn't going to get you much. Watching that group, more Blue 4 are on the way. Yeah, no. Charlotte's pretty well hidden there. Blue 4 kind of walking off the position. Let's go ahead and check out where Blue 4 is. They're assaulting up the ridge. We see some GLs coming up, with company trying to stop them. The other surviving BMP is now assaulting this position from afar. We could see BMPs for Op4 maneuver around and try to assist. But otherwise, I'm a little worried with what Blue 4 and Green 4 are doing, because they're just assaulting in small groups. And this is really giving them the opportunity to be defeated in detail. I'd imagine Blue 4 are either going to take one of the quad bikes or go back to their Vic. Probably not back to the Vic because the BMPs are right there. And we got the rest of everything coming around right here. But yeah, just Blue 4's divided in so many different areas. Now you got the BMPs in a position to shoot at Blue 4 as they come up this hill. Completely out of position. And Op 4 have maneuvered their forces around to stop Blue 4 from assaulting. Like, again, it's so weird that these choices are being made. A single shot goes off and kills one of the Blue 4 members. I mean, being shot in the back by the BMPs. This is just a really bad position to be in. UH-60 trying to, or UH-80 trying to come in and provide support. But they're not going to be able to do much here. Especially with the fire that they're receiving. Right over. You see blind suppression. All of the Blue 4 members that were there have either died or been knocked out. You got two people trying to maneuver on a different angle, but they're going to run into more Op 4 defenders right here. I really don't understand why, once again, we're seeing such a weird call by the attackers compared to the really weird calls we saw on defense last time. Still got the BMP out here trying to fire from range. Ooh, blows out Robert's leg. And these cord statics are being left out here, and they're kind of screwed. We do have like a... I don't know who that is. We got the 2 blue 4 coming up. We've got more people coming up as these guys clear things out. Charlotte might have an opportunity to get an interesting snipe. Bunker shot at by Loose here. And not that much happens. Grenade goes over. Really great grenade that might get a knockout because he backed into it. McBain runs down. Another grenade thrown in. This is an M84 gunner. Oh! Bad timing with the throw, but the M84 is able to push. Does he push to finish him? He does! And this man is shot in the back. Loose is also flanked by another OPFOR member, and that is that entire blue 4 attack stopped. Might see a double tap. There's some double tapping. And that entire attack has failed. And we still have Charlotte hiding back here. I wonder if she's in communication with the BMPs, have the BMPs turn over to state that there's a lot of movement coming around here. Can we take his helmet? I want to see the BMP turn and engage. We might. No, the BMP is being ordered off. That's a shame because it was in a great position to continue to harass these guys. We still have this position back here. I mean, if she doesn't make a move now, then I don't think there'll be anything else she can do. But, yeah, they're just getting back on the statics and engaging. Slowly crawling out. There might be a play this single Echo player can still make. Once again, you got machine gunners hitting, though. They did get a hit on the UH-80. I heard an impact. Tails out. Vic just took another hit. Engine's out. They need to put the landing gear out pronto. Guys, the landing gear. Oh my god, the landing gear. They haven't put the landing gear out. There it is. They need to turn into the crash so they can break speed. They're gonna hit that. Oh! Tough. Anyway, Green 4 have rushed into the first area here. They are now starting to come in. As Op 4 aren't really guarding the terminal, they're guarding the sector. Uh-oh.
I shot a guy.
Norris just got a headshot. Smoke's going up. Norris put his backpack here to make him think it was a player, and he actually just baited someone to shoot it. Piranha putting GLs out. Oh my god, that grenade. Slides in, that's gonna get Ash. Another grenade goes out right behind Harana. That's getting Harana. Oh my god. Norris, the one defender. Throws another thermite. And now he's pushing. Throws an explosive charge right on top of Green 4. Blows up one. Comes around. Kills Wombat. Norris on 4. The one defender. Throws another charge into the smoke. I can't believe this. Doing some medical. He has stopped an entire offensive by himself. Meanwhile, BMP's in a position to potentially engage forces outside. I think Green 4 and Blue 4 are going to complain that this was too hard to do, but at the same time, they've literally pushed up in so many small groups. Norris blindly engaged. I think Norris just killed that guy. Which was someone he already dropped. Still on 4 kills, pushes up to this next wall. He's still got 2 explosives. I think he's trying to come into smoke so he can throw explosive charges. Still receiving no backup. As Major Khan has instead opted to go on the surface. That is another explosive charge. Will he catch Murphy? He does not. I'm not jinxing Norris. This is amazing. Another grenade goes out. It's not close enough. And it looks like Green 4 are being ordered out of the bunker because they can't do anything. They're trying to... They got a Dishka back here, but it looks like the Hesco's stopping it. Norris is backed off. He's looted more grenades. Throws a frag. And all of Green 4 is leaving that zone, realizing they can't beat Norris. That's amazing. So you got smokes down here. Looks like Charlotte's stolen a quad bike and is slowly following hostile forces down, but I'm pretty sure this is over. Norris is making these guys go on the surface. The one-man Norris defense. I wonder if Op4's trying to maneuver their vehicles to hit that final one, because now you've got coax fire coming in. It's a bit short. You can see there's 2 dead bodies here because it looks like they moved the cord and they tried to engage the BMP with it, and the BMP's just been picking people off. They're on 2 kills. Here are the 2 bodies for those 2 kills. I have no idea where I just heard that RPG launch. That might have been... I hope it wasn't Op4 firing RPGs at their own vehicles, but... Okay, I think it was Zixme. Tried to fire at a Vic, but missed because those vehicles are on the move. Charlotte, meanwhile, driving back as we have this Blue 4 team all the way out here. And again, they're Echo, so I think they're hunting the Vics, but Blue 4 and Green 4 just completely miscoordinated their attacks, came up in small teams, and just got utterly annihilated for it. Again, we just see an example of one side completely miscoordinating their stuff and getting wiped for it.
Go Team 6 now.
Norris, again, staying on defense. He's waiting for his backpack to pick stuff up, but Green 4 are looking around. They're finding another entryway to potentially get in. Rune Soldier, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, my friend. I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. I can't believe it. Look, Op4 is finally sending some reinforcements to back Norris up. And, oh, that machine gun camp is evil. Looks like we got some guys on the surface. Puma gets killed, as well as another Op 4 member as they get jumped by some Green 4 guys on the side of the cliff. Looks like Op 4 was just patrolling around their territory, and they just paid for it. We have a Green 4 marksman back here. This is Tackleberry.
This is the southeast.
With an SVD. I'm trying to click on it to activate it, but I can't see it. Map-wise, it looks really wonky, but we've got forces on the surface and we got forces underground. And Swola double-tapping those bodies. However, it looks like Op 4 are bringing forces around. We've got Ore Leader out here dealing with all these Op 4 guys maneuvering around. He doesn't realize there's a guy going right to left in front of him. I think he's trying to PID. And they're just getting cut down. And Ore Leader is the only one left. Fort Valor is probably going to hold at this point. Oh, he only had 2 bullets in his mag. AT comes up, blows Major Khan away because it hits one of the pylons. Frickin' Norris's hold, man. That was pretty awesome to see. Can we get a dedicated Norris wins? Heard more AT fire. That was a miss. Charlotte's just climbing back up to the base. Major Khan woke back up. GL's going in. At this point, we could probably see some Op 4 infantry come around and hit him in the ass. But I think the game is going to drag out at this point. BMP finally coming around to check on this dismount over here. And funny enough, we got the company commander in here. Destroy objective close by, but he still has to search for it. Funny enough, if these 3 weren't in the sector, he would actually be capturing it. Just checking for any underground components. And he's immediately taken out by the opposite company leader, which is Nemesis. You got the BMPs fighting. Looks like the Green 4-1. Oh my god. What happened to the Green 4-1? Why is it upside down? Huh. Anyway, Green 4 only in small parts, Blue 4's on the outskirts. I mean, I think if there was a unified attack and the vehicles were properly supporting, this would have played out a lot better. But again, Blue 4 and Green 4 just trickled in and just got themselves wiped. I really don't get that from a command perspective, but that allowed for Op 4 literally to shift from incoming attack to incoming attack, and it just completely blew up in their face. And once again, I think it's going to be an example of we're going to have people complain about it, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure it was the tactics at that point. I will admit this terminal site has a lot of places where Op 4 could set up to get some free kills, which is why smoking this would be really important, but that's my only gripe with it is, I mean, that terminal objective is very, very difficult. But I wonder if you could throw an explosive on the building and instantly blow it up. Oh, I agree. It definitely needed more players. Like, imagine the frickin' 150 on average OFCRA would have on this sector. I feel like that would be a really cool objective. I'd love to see this done with more people. Then you have Eric down up here. Robert's trying to get some double taps in. Runs into Banks and Murphy and gets cut down. And Charlotte made it back to base without getting red on redded. Nice. Now, I don't get why the BMP is shooting. I don't get why. Why? What? What is going... Why did the company commander just get sniped off of his own base by his own vehicles? Hello? Why are the... I think everyone's confused at this point. Alright. Green 4 have a few guys left around the base. They got another few right here. Blue 4 have like a 3 or 4 man team over here pushing in. Op 4... Honestly, they don't have a lot of infantry up here remaining. Some have been getting picked off by friendly fire, but they're still grouped up enough to, I think, be able to not be threatened by what remains on the enemy side. And time-wise, since I think this is going to go for the entire rest of the time, that's going to leave us at 5 o'clock. I have to be somewhere, leaving the house in 30 minutes, so I can't cover round 3. Eric folding in after taking some pretty heavy machine gun fire, and is being forced to now come downstairs. Which will be interesting because this is the top area. But Hunt's... Wow, that is such an evil spot. I don't know if there'll be DayZ tonight. Oh my god. No. I want to see him wake up and get them both. Yes! Why are you apologizing if he's friendly? Finish him! Okay, he did. Okay. Alright. I think I was reading Murphy's. That's... Jesus. Blue 4 linking up with one remaining Green 4 guy. Vaughn's trying to come up to hit this BMP. How you doing, Bog? But yeah, DayZ might happen, it might not. I might get pulled over by Dante to play SCP 5K because they're having a major update today. But we'll see. There's a lot I want to stream tonight, but I'll get to what I can. AT hits the rear of the BMP, but that's mainly where the crew compartment is, and now you've got Op 4 Company Command coming out trying to find the remaining forces here, but immediately being suppressed, so we'll see if Op 4 brings forces around. We got one Green 4 guy, that's Murphy, working on Banks. That BMP is full, pulling further into the compound, not really any help there. Echo trying to pull the handgun out, but getting caught in a 3v1. Grenades going out perfectly, killing a Blue 4 guy, coming close to another. That's Fonz. Another... Wow. Charlotte with the super lucky grenade throw right there. And I think Nemesis got the other one with the grenade. Those grenades were right on target. That's crazy. I got company coming out, gonna catch a Blue 4 guy on a body if he commits. Instead, we see some double taps. Oh, doesn't go over. Isn't Seth gonna get caught in a reload? But the other guy doesn't look. Starts shooting. Ah, yes, that awkward pistol draw moment. And Crazy comes out on top. They literally awkwardly both ran out of ammo, stared at each other, and both flipped to their handguns at the same time. Crazy trying to do attack reload. Grenade going down the hill. Oh, the roll might get him. A tree goes into his face. The BMP-3 being useless. Oh, only for, I think that's Charlotte, to get the 5th kill. AT fire coming out. I honestly don't even know what's going on anymore. Final Green 4 member finding... Look, you're either dead now or dead by that. Oh, if only the BMP was there a second sooner to save him, even though the BMP just friendly fired. Iqbal deciding to just even it out by killing anybody he sees. I really don't understand what the hell is going on anymore. Those vehicles have been friendly firing for the entire second half of the game.
We may have shot.
16 minutes left, 2 Green 4 scaling the hill. We see Op 4 double tapping. And again, I completely blame this on Blue 4 and Green 4 because they completely miscoordinated their forces coming in and everything just kind of went into a slow pushing squad one at a time bullshit. And this is what we got. If there was a more unified force to come in, have control of the ridge, have your vehicles engage, have your Echo team hunting the it's coulda, woulda, shoulda, but this was definitely a messier fight that I feel like could have been a bit better. But that's just me. It's easy for us to commentate from the eye in the sky, but I feel like having only 30 to 40 players on your side, it would be much easier to do that communication coordination, but who am I to judge? Well, this M84 gunner found the final guys and immediately got blown away. Now we got more infantry now coming to the corner. And we have, who are our 2 remaining players? We got Maceno with a marksman rifle, and we got Kremet with an RPK. Can either of them channel their inner Adriano and somehow win the match when Op 4 has 2 BMPs on the ground? They've got 14 minutes to get all 3 objectives done. I'm very, very hopeful, and one of them's dead. I love doing that. You have no idea how much I relish in being able to do that. It's fun. Noob Tube, the other one. Oh god, it's Norris, the guy that already freaking stopped an entire squad on his own. No way. No, that's gonna roll too far back. I mean, we saw some crazy grenade throws in this round, not gonna lie. Whoop. That was very much an F it, we ball and start. And here come the BMPs. Hey, look, it's Kremet. Kremet, look out, that's a BMP. Oh, buddy, I don't think you looked hard enough. Now, where is the last guy? Oh, Malin found him. GG. Alright, guys. I gotta go get cleaned up. Bloodwind and I going out for dinner to celebrate her masters. We'll be back late tonight, either playing SCP-5K or DayZ or Mission Dev, or at least doing some Mission Dev and Dark Tide tonight. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Hope you enjoyed FNF. Otherwise, cheers, guys. Have a good one, and thank you so much for being here. Have a good one.